I'm so excited for this video and so excited that we hit 1K. Can't thank you enough. Seriously, thank you so much for your support and love always. It just brightens my day to read your comments and to feel like I'm really part of this community that we've built together. So I just wanted to say that first. And I'm so excited to answer your questions today. I got some great questions, and yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say to start. But I will say I put on these nails for you guys today. They are Kiss nails, and I actually got these from one of my favorite ASMRtists, who I'm gonna shout out again, probably more than once in this video. ASMR for everyone. Absolutely love her. She's the best. And I won one of her giveaways a while back. And finally using these beautiful nails for today. I also have on this vest, which you can't really see. Now you can. So it's a pin-striped vest that I got, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling fancy today. It's 1K. We're celebrating, so yeah, I'm in my vest era. I was really inspired by the fashion in Japan, especially in Harajuku, and so I ordered a few vests to wear to just like feel jazzed up, you know. So that's what I've got today. I'm really excited. Let's get into it. So I have my computer next to me if I'm looking over here, and I kind of grouped the questions based on like similarity because some of the questions were the same but worded differently. So I'm just gonna go through it that way. I also have some triggers here so that it's not just me whispering, even though I hope you like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab a trigger to use to start. Oops, sorry. I have my trusty birthday cake. So the first question I'll answer, and these are in no particular order, I just grouped them and it is what it is. So, what made or influenced you to become a therapist? What got you into mental health? Has that influenced your ASMR journey at all? Okay. These are great questions. So, what influenced me to become a therapist? I would say, to be honest, growing up with, I'll say, complicated family dynamics really influenced me wanting to learn more about like family dynamics and relationships, and I would say that's one of the pieces. I actually did, so I have two master's degrees, which I think I shared maybe in another video, but my first one is in experimental psychology, so I did research, and I actually did research in interventions for systemic family therapy, because I've always been interested in like family dynamics. So that's one piece of it. Also, I feel like it chose me, which seems cliche, but I've always been that person that people felt comfortable opening up to and talking to about things, and it would just kind of happen automatically. And you know, I think I've always been kind of a great listener and empathic, and you know, I'm a Cancer sign, so I'm inherently empathic and warm and gooey inside. So yeah, I've been that space for people kind of my whole life without at first realizing like, I took my intro to psychology class and I was hooked from the beginning, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. So, yeah. And I've always just had like this deep yearning and desire to help people. So that really shows up in my astrology, in my numerology, you know, in my human design. I'm really here to be a helper and to help humanity. My Aquarius is in North. I said that backwards. My North Node is in Aquarius, and that is the. I got chills. That is the humanitarian. That is the here to like really change society and the way it works. So, yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I will be recording a video all about like my therapy and how I work and everything. That was requested by at least a couple of people a while back, and it's still on my radar, so I will be doing that soon. Especially if anyone is interested in working with me, I will talk all about that and like how to do that. So stay tuned. And then the next part is, has it influenced my ASMR journey? I feel like not like consciously directly, but now I'm seeing like how it's all tied together, especially because like me doing this, I know, is like helping you, and it's also helping me. And ASMR is wonderful for anxiety and, you know, just not feeling like you're alone. It's like community building, and I love that aspect of it. So yeah, thank you for these questions. Okay, I've got my fluffy mic on for the next question. So, what got you into doing ASMR? Well, what I'll say is, the first time I heard the term ASMR was actually a long time ago. I was doing a consult for a new client, and they said, you know, your voice is like, they said something like, is like ASMR, and I was like, interesting, what is that? And like looked it up really quickly, but then I didn't think about it until probably years later. So my best friend, one of my best friends, Jess, she sent me one of Simply Kel's videos. This was probably 2.5 to 3 years ago, and I forget what we were talking about. I think it was like we were talking about the nervous system and stuff, and she's like, have you ever listened to ASMR? And I was like, no, like what is that? And I remember the very first video I watched was Simply Kel's, like, it was like a holiday trigger video, and from that point on I was hooked. I was like, okay, like I want to listen to all of her videos. And then I just got into like listening to more ASMRtists, and that's how I got into it. And then I remember talking to Jess, like, you know, I think I want to start a channel, and she's like, oh my god, you'd be so good at it, like you totally should. So I took that as my invitation to start this channel, and here we are. So yeah. Okay, so while we're on the topic of ASMR, I'm gonna go into the question, what are your favorite and least favorite triggers? These are repeats. What's your favorite trigger? What trigger can you not stand? What's a trigger you love doing and a trigger you hate or dislike doing? What are your favorite types of videos to watch? So these are all like grouped together from different subscribers. So I'll start with my favorite triggers, and I'm going to switch the trigger for this question. So okay, I have my New York Giants so I'm just gonna use that. Yes, I'm a New York Giants fan because my family's all from New York, which I don't think I've ever shared. Maybe I have, I don't know. So yeah, New York Giants, Yankees fan. If you're not, it's okay, we're still friends. But no hate, no hate. Okay, so my favorite triggers. I have so many favorites, but the first one that comes to mind is hair play. I love hair play. I love it so much. Like anything to do with hair sounds and like hairbrush sounds and comb sound. Like I just hair. Okay, hair. And it's funny because I don't have a lot of it now, but I used to have long hair. Fun fact, it was so long and my hair's really thick. So it's like, I can't imagine like how I did it with long hair. Like even when this gets too grown out and thick, I'm like, I need a haircut, you know? So it's just funny, but hair play is like probably number one. I wrote some of these down, that's why I'm looking over here. I love nail tapping, so, you know, any like, my hat just fell. Any nail on nail tapping, like sign me up. Especially like when the nails are textured and then it like makes that like scraping sound. Love that. I love cardboard and like wooden sounds, so I actually brought like a cardboard box so I could like use that for a little bit. So I love this. Love cardboard and like cork sounds, the best. I also love candle tapping and like, I don't want to say I like glass tapping, but like specifically candle tapping because candles have that like heavier glass sound because there's like the candle, so I love that. And then I love like softer sounds, like how I had the fluffy mic. Like I love the soft sounds, like pillow sounds or, you know, fleece jacket, like whatever, really soft, gentle sounds. And then I kind of mentioned this already, but I love nails against other things that are textured. So like this right here, my favorite, like the sprinkle sounds with the nails. That's the best. The best. Best. I also wrote down liquid sounds. I love liquid sounds, like water globes. I actually have some water globes. Like there's a bag here of stuff that I was gonna use, so I'll try to use those in a moment. I love water globes. Like I could just listen to only water globes in a video and be so happy. Book tapping. I love book tapping. It's one of my faves. I love like phone case sounds, so I actually brought a phone case to use for this video. This is my Lisa Frank Alien phone case, but I love the phone case sounds, especially again when they're textured. And then like Kindle tapping, so like screen tapping, love that. Oh, I have to grab one of my most favorite triggers. I'll be right back. Okay, one of my most favorite triggers is the moon ball, and unfortunately I need to charge this, so I can't turn on the light, but this sound. Like, tell me that's not one of the greatest So those are just, you know, a couple, like 20,000 of my favorite triggers. So my least favorites are, okay. Okay. I had to take a moment. I cannot stand when someone has a flashlight and they're like, I'm doing a cranial nerve exam, and there's like this fucking light in my face. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm sorry if you love that. I love that for you. I just am so sensitive to like everything, as you know, especially lights in my face. I can't do that. So, as you can tell, I'm passionate about that. I will never watch a video like that, and I will never make a video like that. Unless somebody wanted a custom video, I would do it. Speaking of custom videos, I'm thinking about maybe doing those at some point soon. So if that's of interest, let me know in the comments if like that's of interest, because I've gotten asked about custom videos already, which I feel really honored for, because I'm like, well, you know, I'm a smaller channel, but it's something I'm willing to do if like people are interested. So yeah, let me know. But yeah, so I hate flashlights in my face. I also really don't like the like focus here, okay, focus here, okay, focus. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I'm not. Fast ASMR like stresses me out. Like, okay, so like Simply Kel's one of my, probably my favorite ASMRtist. Actually, her and ASMR for Everyone are my favorites. But sometimes Kel will do like fast, aggressive, and I just don't usually listen to those, because when someone is moving fast, it just gives me more anxiety and stress. So yeah. And on the other side of that, if somebody is like too slow, I don't want it either. Like, really, I'm not gonna call anyone out, because I respect all ASMRtists for like their unique stuff, but if somebody is talking so slow, like even doing that myself, I get like that. Like, I'm like, no. So not too fast, not too slow. Just like the Goldilocks, you know. And there are certain mouth sounds like I can't stand. Like, I guess it's more of like the spit, sorry, the like spit painting type. Like, no, I don't want to hear you. Like no. Blech. And then, okay, there are certain role plays that really bug me. I actually did not watch role plays for like the longest time, because for some reason they kind of bugged me, and now I enjoy certain types of role plays. Like, if you want to cut my hair, like, no problem, or like put on my makeup, like, love that. But I think certain things, like, okay, I won't watch I'm laughing videos on textured things, you know, favorite things. What ASMR channels do you watch? Or which, sorry, I'm a grammar person and I totally messed up my grammar. Which ASMR channels do you watch? Favorite ASMRtist currently? Question mark. What's your favorite underrated ASMRtist? Okay, so I've already mentioned some, but my top 2 ASMRtists are Simply Kel and ASMR for Everyone. I love both of them so much. Simply Kel is just like classic ASMR, like just so naturally good at it. And I love Australian accents. Like I just went to Australia and like I just love Australian accents. It just adds to the like relaxation piece, I think. ASMR for Everyone is the best. I love Kay. She is so fucking funny and she's from New York, and like I said, all my family's from New York. So when I listen to her and her accent, it just is like comfort to me. And so it's like very relaxing on top of her already being relaxing. And her mic cover videos are like my favorites. She's hysterical. Like I just love her so much. I love Millennial Magic. Elle is also just so funny in her own unique Aquarius way. I love her voice, her hauls. She's so real, and I just feel like I'm sitting down with my bestie, which is the vibe she creates. So I love you, Elle. Lullaby Leah is one of like the OG people I started listening to. She has just great like trigger assortments and her voice, and just like so down to earth, you know. So shout out to her. I also love Bees, ASMR Bees. She's also one of kind of the OG ones I started listening to. Also just like so naturally good at ASMR. Like everything she does is great. She could like read the phone book and it would be relaxing. So shout out to Bees, big fan of you, sister. And there are like other ones that I'm not necessarily subscribed to, because for me, if I see too many notification stuff, I get overwhelmed. So like I'm not subscribed to other ones that I'll listen to kind of one-off, you know, if that makes sense. But my favorite underrated ASMRtist, I will say, is Hushed Holly ASMR. She's got about 2 point something K followers, and she's definitely my favorite underrated. I guess how would you define underrated, right? Like, I don't know, like, am I underrated? I don't know. But yeah, Hushed Holly has really relaxing ASMR. Again, just like really naturally good at it, you know. So shout out to Holly. I also forgot to mention, I don't know if it's pronounced Mishi or Mish ASMR, but, and this is not in the underrated because she's got like huge following, but I love her like hair play videos. Oh my god, my favorite like hair play, I told you, is my fave. And like her role plays. So I forgot to mention her in the like bucket of people I just mentioned. So yeah, shout out to her. Okay, next. Someone said, tell us about your cat. I would love to. I am obsessed with my cat. I literally love him more than anything in this entire universe, and he is like my pride and joy, my soulmate, my baby, my perfect angel. Like, you got me started, so here we are. He's currently on the floor. I was gonna like pick him up and show you real quick. Okay, I might do that soon, but he just looks very content and I don't want to bother him, especially since we've got quiet for the video right now. But if not, I'll insert a picture if I don't pick him up. My cat's name is Pumpkin, and he is the most precious angel ever. He is an orange and white cat, as you can see, either in the picture that I'm gonna insert or I'll show you soon. We'll see what happens. Oh my god, I just obsessed. Okay, so he's orange and white. He's mostly white, which is so beautiful. Like, his chest is just like pure white. He is so soft and fluffy and like the sweetest soul in the world. So smart. Like, yeah. So our story is, I was in grad school in Nebraska doing my master's in counseling psychology, and everyone in grad school, almost everyone that I knew, like, had a cat, and I was never a cat person. Like, I actually didn't really like cats at first, but I realize now that it's like I misunderstood them, and I feel like they're often misunderstood, and I'm like, I resonate with that. But I got like this like ping that I was like, I want a cat. And so I went to the shelter in Lincoln, Nebraska with the intention of, I want an orange cat and I want a boy, and realized I totally manifested this. So I went, and there was this cat there, and it was not Pumpkin, it was a different cat. And I was like, oh my god, I love him, but like, I'm leaving for Italy. This was years and years ago. I can't just get a kitten and then like peace out for 10 days. So I was like, okay, when I get back from Italy, I'm going back and I am getting an orange cat, and it's a boy. So I got back from Italy, went to the shelter. Pumpkin was the only orange cat there, and I was like, he's the one. He's the one. I remember, being in the room where like you can feel them out. He was just so interested in playing with like the toys and not really into me. I was like, I don't know, like, is he my cat? But then when I was like interacting, I just felt like the soul connection, And he's literally, I don't know where he went now. Oh my god, I've never loved someone as much as I love him. Like, it's the most deep love I've ever known, and so special. And I was like, okay, this is my baby. So that's our story. And he is 9. He just turned 9 in May, and he is a healthy, beautiful baby, and I'm so grateful for him every day. He just makes my world, I'm gonna cry, like, he makes my world infinitely better and more magical every day. So yeah, thank you for asking about Pumpkin. He's the best, and he's been in past videos, so you'll see him in there too. But yeah, I think that's what I'll say about Pumpkin. I had to take a moment. I don't usually talk this much for this long in videos, I feel like, so I'm just trying to pace myself. Okay. Next question. What's your favorite TV series or movie? Well, that's also like a loaded question because I could come up with a whole list, but series right now is Bridgerton. Obviously. I'm obsessed with Bridgerton, and the part 2 of season 3 just came out yesterday, and I'm like trying to pace myself through it so I don't like binge it all at once, because then when it's over I'm like sad and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the next season. So Bridgerton, obsessed. Oh my god, literally obsessed. I know I say that about everything. With Ginny and Georgia on Netflix, like, you guys, on the outside you think like, oh, it's like Gilmore Girls. No, bitch, it is like the dark feminine side of like Gilmore Girls. Like, I'm getting chills. It is so fucking good, you guys. Like, if you need a new show, Ginny and Georgia is like, it is so good. Like, I cannot wait for what is it, season 3 to come out. It is so good. It's like, parts of it are like kind of fucked up, but it's like also, it's real stuff, you know, like real stuff people might experience, or like, yeah, it's just phenomenal, honestly. Like, you've got to watch it if you haven't. I don't say that lightly about anything. If I say I like something, it means something, because I don't do that like that with everything. So Ginny and Georgia. I also love Queer Eye. Queer Eye is such a feel-good, like, I cry every single episode. I cry. I just love seeing people's lives changed, and the Queer Eye guys are just these balls of light and joy and love, and it just, like, every episode warms my heart. I love Queer Eye. I also love Emily in Paris, which is gonna have a new season soon, which I'm excited about. It's just like a cute, feel good, but with also real stuff kind of show. So I love that. I recently watched Geek Girl on Netflix. I love it. Also just like really positive messages and like owning who you are and embracing your uniqueness and like your quirkiness, which I'm always like on that journey. So those are a few of my favorites right now. If you have any that you recommend I watch, I love recommendations for TV, books, movies, so please put those in the comments if you have any, because I will look into them. I will. Okay, favorite movies. Also like a really tough question. I feel like my 2 classic movie favorites for me are Miss Congeniality and Legally Blonde. Those for me are always gonna be like favorites, you know, and like nostalgic feel-good movies. Other favorite movies, like, I'm sure there are a ton of them that I can't think of right now. I didn't write down any other ones except those 2. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on, like, there's so many like Disney movies I love, and comedies and dramas, and I can't think of any right now, I'm sorry, but those are 2 of my like classic favorites. Okay, so my intuition is telling me to do a part 2 with the rest of the questions, because I'm just getting a little bit breathless. So if I didn't answer your question in this video, there will be a part 2, and I will answer your question, because I wrote down all of the ones that you all put in the comments for when I asked for them. So do not fear, I will answer your question. questions in part 2. I just need to take a moment, but I also really wanted to get this video out to you. So stay tuned for part 2. And this was really fun. I personally love answering questions, so I'll have to do this again. Well, I will in part 2. So actually, if there's a question you want me to answer in part 2, drop it here in this video and I'll add it to my list for part 2. Okay, that's it for right now, but part 2 is coming soon. Thank you so much from the depths of my being and my heart for being here, for supporting me for 1K. We're on the road to 2K. I'm so excited you're here. I'm grateful you're here. I love you. I see